Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your weekly reading. It's funny, I got this image of you, and it's like lots going on inside your head. It's like there's a collaboration of people, a group of people chatting away, and I keep getting the words, let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. So I think you're going to be busy in your element. I mean, we're in the heart of Gemini season, so it's going to feel good. Mercury's turning around. Your ruler is turning around. It's becoming more it's direct now. It's moving forward, which is really fantastic. We do have a full moon on the 14th, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world, in your opposite sign energy of Sagittarius. So big full moon energy coming through. Just lots happening. Could be a very social time for some of you, but I just feel like there's a lot going on inside of your head that you can't, but it feels good. It doesn't feel too overwhelming. It just feels like you've got this committee inside your head that is, it's like all decisions in your life at this moment are ruled by this committee that's coming through. So kind of, make the most of it. Make the most of it because they seem like they want to all chat and they could all be talking over each other at once. So in a weird way, that could be challenging in that it could feel a little bit like a bit of mental overwhelm or the lack of clarity. But I feel like what they're saying is you're the boss, like you're the head of this committee and there's some good people on this committee that's inside your mind at this moment in time. So you got to direct them. You got to kind of put them in line, pull them into line and say, right, one at a time speaking and kind of focus the group, have like, okay, today we're going to work this out. And so then you've got this sense of you've got all these really amazing kind of group energies inside of you, which I know it sounds strange. They're all just different parts of you ultimately, but you can really tackle a problem if you direct this energy. So we've got King of Shells, harmony and integrity coming through. It's interesting. This is the equivalent of the King of Cups, which is like a Scorpio energy. It's very much a managerial, like working out how to manage people as well. So it kind of, interesting with the harmony and integrity. This is like part of a group, you're wanting to bring this energy in around a group. And this may even reflect back just in your general life with group dynamics that are coming in and the way that you want these sort of things to be working. But the King of Shells is also a sense of you being very, very open to, open to emotions, open to intuitions, open to the truth that is coming through and how people are talking and the integrity of people's language. So I feel like you're just kind of picking up on so many nuances in terms of communication, which seems really, like I said, you could be picking up on so much around a person, even unsaid things as well. Okay, there's a lot there, but they're saying they're the right cards. So I'm going to have a look at this. One date, Jupiter, Sagittarius. Okay, great. So this is the Sagittarius energy coming in. Jupiter is in Aries at this moment in time. Saggy is a fire sign. So those two are going to have a lovely conversation here where it's a sense of boom. Something could really take off like a rocker. So it could be like, whoa, suddenly I've got like all these ideas and 10 million different directions I want to go on with this. And it's just suddenly something went boom and expanded, which feels really, it feels really exciting. So that's kind of part of what's going on with you. The Wheel of Fortune, more Jupiter, Sagittarius, Pisces, Jupiter. Okay, so boom, this is exciting. A big change, big shift and change, positive shift and change. A lot of direct communication is needed for this. And also Pentacle Princess, Earth Palace. Okay, this is what you're wanting to develop and work on. It needs to have a focus. So this is the element of Earth. It's something that starts off small. It's ideas or messages and communications coming in around money or your career, the element of Earth, so material resources. It can be home, health, money, career. But whatever this is, be prepared for this to suddenly go boom, like it just potentially could take off. In the sense that it doesn't necessarily mean, for some of you this means, yes, sudden success. Instant success with something. But for others, it's a little bit more a case of suddenly your mind's in alight with it and you're brainstorming and you've got so many ideas and suddenly lots of possibilities are coming through. So the Pentacle Princess is a really nice energy because it does ground down a lot of these energies around you that Jupiter's wanting to bring in all this expansion, and the Sagittarius energy is like looking at the bigger picture, and the Pentacle Princess brings all of this down. So in down to earth. It can need it can be a vulnerable energy. So this thing that you're working and developing on, that you're wanting to ground into a reality or expand, because it's a great time to do that, it definitely needs a bit of protection around it, which is what this King of Shells does. It's the Scorpio energy of it's a very protective energy. Scorpios protects space. So, yeah, it does also, I feel like it needs to have these values of harmony, integrity that are coming in with it as well. The Six of Pentacles, okay, so you're investing some time, effort and energy into what it is that you really want to be doing here, which is really nice. Yes, it's a big commitment with the Hierophant. So thinking about making a big commitment. The Ten of Swords requires you saying no to something else, shutting the door on something else in order to kind of step into this energy. But there's going to be celebration around it with the Three of Cups. Fantastic. And at the base, we've got the Queen of Swords. And she's kind of been a little bit of it, like she's making quite an appearance in this Sagittarius full moon energy, because I do feel like there is just a sense of this deep internal clarity where it's almost like you're getting the go for it energy with something, to just go for something. Yeah, quite literally. But it's like an internal clarity of mind where you potentially can sit with something for a moment. Or, you know, the Queen of Swords is like a Libra energy, so it's the fellow air sign. But she's got her head here above the clouds of fear and doubt. She's giving something the go-ahead, but this is something inside of you. So you're giving yourself permission to do something, or giving somebody else permission, or you're getting the go-ahead, you're getting a yes. And that's what the Queen of Swords is. But this is something very much inside of you, inside your mind. So it's decision-making as well, which is interesting. So this is where I think there's a very, very strong decision to say yes to something and say no to something this week in order to bring in the yes. So you say no to bring in the yes, and that seems really, really important. I do feel like there's discussions that are being held here. Okay, discussions that are being held here between this Queen of Swords and the King of Shells. These two energies are discussing, discussing moving forward. But like I said, this word integrity keeps coming in. They're saying it's like an integrity commission. It's like, okay, how can we implement some of these plans and strategies that we're thinking of in order to make this Pentacle Princess, this seed that you've, actually what they're saying, I was wanting to say it was from your new moon, but they're saying no, it's from a long time ago. It's from last year. This seed has been here from the end of last year. And I keep getting that there's things that were activated in eclipse season last year, around October, November, December last year, that are now being activated now, and they kind of were lying dormant. So it's time, like with Jupiter there, it's like going, right, the seed has sprouted and it's turned into this, it could potentially turn into a wonderful plant very, very quickly and easily. But there needs to be some sort of discussion here. So that's what I feel like there's potentially meetings about how to move forward in the most constructive and strangely dignified way. I don't really understand that, but yeah, it's a sense of wanting this to be something really respectable or respected as well. So you're just wanting it to be the best that it can be ultimately. So yeah, it's really nice. You might be there may be someone around you that's very generous, that's actually gifting you money, time or resource to help you out with a big commitment as well. That could be something that's coming through. And yeah, for some of you, the Hierophant card does represent your soul energy talking to you big time. So that could be coming through, but it also can be the card of marriage. So this is where there's discussions potentially around long-term commitments and partnerships. And it could be a little bit of a make or break energy as well. It could be, where is this going? So that can come in for some of you as well. There is celebration around this with the Three of Cups. So I feel like whatever this is, it's going to be a good outcome. But it's like there's two energies that need to come together, two people that need to come together, whether this is you and somebody else or two energies inside that committee inside your head that need to agree. They need to find an agreement, and they're both coming from very different points of view. So they're wanting to find that middle ground, which is kind of interesting, so that something can move forward. So I think negotiation and being open to negotiation and compromise, or just trying to kind of come to an agreement. I keep getting these kind of very high-end kind of committees, people that are discussing climate change, or people that are discussing, corruption, or very high up kind of energies. So like it just kind of feels like you're kind of looking at, with the Hierophant there, this is your higher self and your soul energy coming in and having these kind of agreements about the right way to move forward, because it's sort of interesting, because it feels like there's your soul is saying one thing, or there's a higher self saying one thing, and there's a part of you that's saying something else, and both of them actually have valid points of view. That's the thing. It's about accepting the validity in the differing points of view here. But it's also like, well, we can't remain in some sort of deadlock. We have to discuss and work out the plan for moving forward, the plan for this Pentacle Princess Earth Palace. So plan for the commitment, the future of this that you are bringing into your world. So, yeah, it kind of has this very kind of serious vibe, and official. There's an official energy around it, which is funny. It's a funny energy, because it's a sense of, this is an important choice. These are important choices and decisions in your life about what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. And it feels like a lot of all parts of you, or at least in a majority parts of you, or those around you, need to be on board with this as well. So, yeah, it's a fascinating energy to come through, but definitely, big commitment coming in that could expand into something totally different. There's new development. There's this seed that has been lying dormant that is being activated, and it was activated late last year, but it's only just being kind of brought out into the open now, and it's something that's going to have a big impact. So interesting. We've got hummingbird coming in. So this is, again, the element of air. Hummingbirds are super fast, like the way they flap. They're busy. It's not about going backwards. It's about going forwards. And it's also a sense that there's a sense that this thing that you want to bring in, yes, you're going to be busy with it. There's going to be lots of thoughts and discussions around it, but it needs to also bring you joy. It needs to kind of bring joy to your soul as well. And so this is where the soul's coming to the table and going, yep, happy for you to implement these things but into your life and make these decisions, but it has to be something that nourishes me, your soul. So, and something that potentially, the hummingbird is where you find that little thing that feeds your soul, and you can bring in as a daily routine as well. So something that is really, really nice that you can do in your everyday life that just brings that little extra bit of joy to you, which is a really nice energy. So yeah, big shifts and changes, big decisions here, but luckily you've got, you're not doing this all on your own. There's people or energies around that are helping you. And yes, like I said, a big yes, something that you're developing could take off. And there also does need to be a no, but you're celebrating all of this. So there's celebrations around it. So that's it, Gemini. You're going to please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and take care.